Part 5 of the transformations unit is compositions, so let's take a look at what that's all about. Compositions are when we have two or more transformations performed on an object. One of the most common types of compositions is called the glide reflection. Glide reflection is when you do a translation and then a reflection. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So I've already gone ahead and plotted these points on the graph. You can go ahead and do the same. The first translation that we're going to do is, first transformation we're going to do is the translation, where we're going to go left 8, and then our y value we kind of just keep the same. So from this, we're just going to count 8 back on each point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that becomes A prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That becomes B prime, and then C prime is here. So when you do the first transformation, you still want to label it A prime, B prime, C prime. And so now our next thing that we're going to do is a reflection in the x-axis. So just as a reminder, the x-axis is here, and whenever we do a reflection, that's when we're counting each point. So point A is 1 away, and then we go 1 in the opposite direction. When we label the second transformation, we want to call it a double prime to kind of indicate here's what we did first, here's what we did second. And so then you do that with the rest of the points. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that becomes B double prime, and then C is 1, 2, 1, 2 away. And so that would be our transformation or our composition. The next one that we're going to do is a reflection and then a rotation. So for the reflection, we're working with a segment here, segment CD. We're going to reflect over the y-axis. Y-axis I already have highlighted here. And so again, we just count. 1, 2, 1, 2, that becomes C prime. 1, 1, that becomes D prime. The coordinate points, when we do a 90-degree rotation, if you recall, that's when we put it through this, when AB becomes negative BA. And so our coordinate points here is that point D prime is at 1, 3. And point C prime is at 2, 6. And so when I put that through this rotation, the new point, D double prime, will become negative 3, 1, and C will become negative 6, 2. And so then we can go ahead and just graph those points, 1, 2, 3, 1. So that will be D double prime, and then 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. And then that becomes C double prime. And that would be our reflection and rotation. So that's if you're doing the compositions on your own. You may see an example here where I'm asking you to describe the composition, kind of tell me what's happening here. And so notice the labels, and it is kind of tough to tell, but these ones here are prime, and these ones here are double prime. And so you're kind of just walking through the steps of, well, what happened first? How did I get from here to here? So if you take a look at that, what happened was we did a reflection, and we did a reflection over the x-axis. So then how do I go from this to this? Well, if you take a look at each coordinate point, it looks like we did a slide. We slid the figure over, so let's see where we slid it over. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So we went right 6, and up 2. So when we write that as a translation, we can write that as x comma y translating to x plus 6 comma y plus 2. And then the last one here, we are doing a rotation and then a reflection. So again, this one here is prime. This one down here is double prime. So this original figure, how do I get from here to here? I rotated. And how did I rotate? I rotated 90 degrees. If you take a look at the coordinate points, A is at 1, 1, and that became negative 1, 1. B is at 2, 4, and that became negative 4, 2. So it's going through that process of negative B, comma A. So that's a 90-degree rotation. So rotation, and you can just say 90 degrees. About the origin. And then the reflection, how did I go from here to here? I reflected. So notice I didn't slide. It kind of looks like a slide, but if you look at where A is, A reflected. And so we did a reflection over the x-axis. All right, that is it for compositions. Thank you for watching.